Most people think becoming wealthy should feel obvious. Like one day your bank account hits a certain number, your confidence changes, your stress disappears, and you finally feel rich. But real wealth usually does not arrive like that. Most of the time, it feels strangely normal. Same home, same car, same routine, same grocery store, same coffee in the morning. Your life may not look dramatically different from the outside, but underneath the surface, something is changing. Problems that used to feel terrifying now feel manageable. You start making decisions based on value instead of status. Your future actually matters to you. You stop trying to prove that you are doing well, and slowly, time starts becoming more important than stuff. That is what becoming wealthy often feels like before it looks like wealth. Not loud, not flashy, just calmer. In this video, I am going to show you 5 signs you are becoming wealthy, but still feel normal. These are the quiet psychological and financial shifts that prove you may be winning, even if your daily routine has not changed much. And if you want more videos that help you build real wealth quietly, reduce money stress, and create more freedom over time, subscribe to the channel. Sign number 1. Your problem scale has shifted. This is one of the first signs you are becoming wealthy, even if you still feel normal. Think back to a time when one unexpected expense could ruin your entire month. A parking ticket, a broken appliance, a car repair, a medical bill. Something small on paper, but big enough to make your stomach drop. That is what financial fragility feels like. The problem itself may not be huge, but the consequence is huge because there is no space behind it. But when you start becoming wealthier, the same problems feel different. They are still annoying. You still do not want to pay for them. You may still complain for a minute, but they no longer feel like they can destroy your entire month. That is the shift. Life is still messy, but the mess does not hit as hard. You still deal with problems, which is why you may not feel rich. But the consequences of those problems have started shrinking, and that is real progress. Because wealth does not always show up as luxury first. Sometimes it shows up as a calmer reaction to something that used to create panic. Sign number 2. You shop for value, not status. This is a quiet sign that your relationship with money is becoming more mature. You may have the money to buy the flashy version, the expensive brand, or the newest model, but you no longer feel pulled toward it the same way. Instead, you start asking better questions. Will this last? Is it useful? Does it actually make my life better? Am I buying this because it solves a real problem, or because I want it to say something about me? People who are trying to look wealthy often buy for attention. They want the car, the phone, the clothes, or the vacation to prove that they are doing well. But when you are becoming wealthy, you start caring less about the signal and more about the substance. You choose durability over display. You care about quality, comfort, usefulness, and long-term value. You would rather buy something that quietly works for years than something that gets attention for a few weeks. That may be why you still feel normal. Your life is not suddenly full of luxury items, and you are not constantly upgrading everything around you. But behind the scenes, your money decisions are getting sharper. You are buying fewer things you regret, avoiding temporary excitement, and keeping more money available for savings, investments, peace, and freedom. That is not cheap, that is control. Sign number 3. Future you is becoming a real person. This is one of the biggest psychological shifts that happens when you are becoming wealthy. You stop treating your future self like a stranger and start treating that person like someone you are responsible for. Most people only think about the current month, the current bill, the current desire, the current problem. And that makes sense when money is tight, because the present feels louder than everything else. But when you start building wealth, your future starts becoming part of your daily decisions. You begin seeing your investment contribution as a real bill you owe yourself. You protect your emergency fund because future you may need it. You avoid unnecessary debt because future you will be the one stuck paying for it. And the strange part is, this may not make you feel richer right now. The money may never even hit your checking account. It moves automatically into savings, retirement accounts, or investments before you get used to spending it. So your daily life still feels normal. But behind the scenes, something important is happening. You are building a future that does not depend entirely on luck, hope, or another paycheck. That is a sign of wealth forming quietly, because when future you becomes real, your money decisions stop being only about today. They start becoming about the life you are trying to protect tomorrow. Sign number 4. You have stopped performing wealth. This is a major sign that you are becoming wealthy, even if you still feel normal. At some point, the need to prove you are doing well starts to fade. You no longer feel the same pressure to keep up in conversations about cars, vacations, houses, clothes, or restaurants. If someone else is showing off, you do not feel the same urge to compete. You can let them have the spotlight without feeling like you need to match it. That is a quiet shift, but it matters, because people who are still trying to feel wealthy often perform wealth. They want the visible proof. They want people to notice the upgrade. They want their lifestyle to say what their bank account may not be saying yet. But when you are becoming wealthy, you start becoming more comfortable being underestimated. You do not need everyone to know how much you save, how much you invest, or how well you are actually doing. You may even be fine looking like the poorest person in the room, because you know the real score is not being measured by appearances. That is why you still feel normal. You are not acting special. You are not trying to make wealth visible. You are simply living your life while the numbers improve quietly in the background. And that is real confidence. Not needing to prove you have money is often one of the clearest signs that money is finally losing its power over your identity. Sign number 5. Time is becoming more valuable than stuff. This is one of the clearest signs that your definition of wealth is changing. At some point, you stop asking only, "What can I buy?" and you start asking, "What can this money give back to me?" That is when time starts becoming more valuable than another upgrade. You may still enjoy nice things, but they no longer feel like the main goal. Instead, you start caring more about having a calmer schedule, more energy, better health, and fewer obligations pulling at you from every direction. Maybe you pay for grocery delivery because it gives you an hour back. Maybe you hire help for something that drains you. Maybe you say no to extra work, even if it pays, because the money is not worth the stress anymore. Maybe you choose a slower weekend over another expensive thing you do not really need. That may not look like wealth from the outside. It just looks like you living your life. But underneath, something important has changed. Your money is no longer only buying objects. It is buying space, energy, and control. And that is why you may still feel normal. You are not necessarily surrounded by more luxury. You are simply making choices that protect your time and peace. Because real wealth is not just having more stuff, it is having more say over how your life feels. Becoming wealthy does not always feel like a dramatic transformation. Sometimes it feels like your life getting a little calmer, your decisions getting a little sharper, and your future becoming a little less fragile. Your problem scale shifts. You shop for value instead of status. Future you become someone you actually take care of. You stop performing wealth for other people, and time starts becoming more valuable than stuff. None of that may look impressive from the outside, but that is exactly why it matters. Because real wealth often shows up quietly, before it shows up visibly. It shows up in less panic, more control, fewer regrets, and more freedom to choose how you want your life to feel. So stop waiting for the moment when you suddenly feel rich. Instead, look for the signs that your life is becoming stronger. And here is one practical action. Look at your last few money decisions and ask, did this move me closer to freedom or just closer to looking successful? Because becoming wealthy is not always about changing how your life looks. Sometimes it is about changing how much control you have over it. If this helped, subscribe to the channel for more videos on building real wealth quietly, and let me know in the comments which sign feels the most true in your life right now.